Emor, speak. That's the name of this week's parasha, and I think it says it all. God tells Moshe to speak to the Jewish people. They're there in the Midbar, and God wants them to know all the holidays of the year, as well as the rules that have to be followed for them. And yes, Moshe could have sent an email to all the people, if only email had been invented, but it hadn't. Emor is an incredible parasha. It gives us a list of all the Jewish holidays for the year, and the list of holidays doesn't start with Rosh Hashanah. It starts with the month of Nisan and the holiday of Pesach. So really, matzah and not apples and honey start off the year for us. Importantly, right after Pesach, the Torah describes how we should count 7 weeks. And during these 7 weeks, 49 days, we don't eat from the new harvested wheat that's been growing. We don't make any bread from it until much later. Instead, we wait full 7 weeks until we get to the holiday of Shavuot. And we've counted 7 weeks. A week in Hebrew is Shavua, so 7 weeks is Shiva Shavuot. And on the 50th day after Pesach, we bring 2 loaves of bread that are made from the new wheat that grew after Pesach. And these 2 loaves are part of the Bikurim, the offering of first things to have grown each season. And we bring this to the Beit HaMikdash, our holiest place. And what marks the beginning of eating from that harvest wheat is that offering. The next holiday that we hear about is Yom Zikaron Tru'ah, or Rosh Hashanah as we're calling it now. And while Rosh Hashanah isn't the start of the year in the Torah, it is the holiday where we blow the shofar, or it could be a ram's horn or a sheep's horn, and we accept God as the one who rules over all. And 10 days from that is Yom Kippur, that spiritual day of neither eating nor drinking, where we're forgiven if we've truly done teshuvah, that looking deeply inward to see how we can be better people. Parashat Emor then mentions Sukkot, that week-long holiday of sitting in the Sukkah, where we bring together the lulav, etrog, hadassim, and aravot. And these leaf-covered huts that we call Sukkot are there specifically, the Torah tells us, to remind us of how we lived in Sukkot in the time after we came out of the land of Egypt. It's something to remind us and our children and our children's children forever. In the last part, Moshe then speaks about many more important laws. And some of them are about being careful about how we speak about God. Some of them are the special laws that are to be followed by the Kohanim, those priests who help us feel closer to God with the Korbanot. And Moshe needs to tell also about some of the consequences, the punishments for breaking the laws. It's a lot of responsibility on the shoulders of one person. And while you may not be Moshe, Moshe can teach you a few things, and they're quite important. One, that our holidays are there to keep us connected as a people. And 2, that we should feel connected to God as well as to people. And 3, that laws will give structure to our lives. And 4, that sometimes behavior has consequences. All important lessons, and we get them this week in Parashat Emor. I hope you'll join me again next week to learn more Torah.